it ready? Alright guys, doing brunch today. Gonna start out with cinnamon buns. Okay, so first we're gonna get some milk heated up and get our yeast blooming. So we just need a cup of milk, and we're not getting this hot, we're just getting it to about 100 degrees, so it should feel like body temperature. Get it over low for just a second. And need some yeast. Gonna get just 2 1/4 teaspoons, which is like the size of one of those little yeast packets you get at the store. I use Bob's Red Mill for everything.
Yep, thank you.
What's up, Snacking here? Thanks for hosting. So milk, I just feel it with my finger and it basically feels like you're touching nothing. That's the right temperature you want it at, so that way it lets your yeast activate and bloom. I'm just gonna mix it in there. And then once it dissolves, I'll stick the sugar in there, and that way it has something to eat, so we'll get start getting a bunch of bubbles and we'll know it's ready to go. If it gets too hot, it'll kill the yeast, so you just want to make sure it's just the right temperature. I think we're going to do, let's see, let's do a 1/2 cup of sugar. kind of dissolved into this milk. Super important for baking. I got everything out behind me. It's all room temperature. You don't want to have anything too cold, too hot, just ready to go for baking, so we're not changing temperature too much. Everything gets going how it's supposed to. Oh, we're making cinnamon buns right now. Just starting with the dough, getting our yeast activated. Put some sugar in there so it has something to eat, and then it should start bubbling up. What's up, Snipes UNC? We're making cinnamon buns. We're gonna make some scratch-made English muffins, and with those we're gonna make like a Mexican eggs Benedict with chorizo, avocado, a lime hollandaise, and then we're gonna do some home fries and Bloody Marys. So this is just gonna take a second. Yeast is gonna start eating the sugar. Let that roll. We can get some of our other stuff together. Need to melt half a cup of butter. That's just one stick. What's up? Let's cook everything. And same with the butter, we don't want to get it too hot so we don't mess anything up. So we're just going to melt it over low. We'll take it off right as it's melted. Haven't started the Bloody Marys yet. Let's go ahead and get the English muffin meat measured out so we can get started on that once we're done with this pan. So English muffins start kind of the same way. We need a cup and 3/4. I'm just gonna throw it in here, eyeball it. Go. Get our yeast again.
Hola.
Hey, thanks for the follow, GumBRL. 2 teaspoons on deck. So our English muffins start up over here. And we just need 2 tablespoons of sugar for that one. Checking our butter. Melting nice and slow. We don't want to get this too hot. We don't need brown butter for this. Sugar in here for the English muffins. These obviously aren't as sweet as a cinnamon bun, so we're not going to need as much sugar. Alright, everybody who's just now starting to watch, we're doing brunch today. Starting with some cinnamon buns, getting the dough, the yeast working for the dough, English muffins next. Gonna make some Spanish eggs Benedict out of that, and home fries and Bloody Marys. Allison Lobway 7, come taste it. Come on over. Alright, let's get our rest of our our cinnamon buns ready. You can kind of see some bubbles coming up. That's good. That means the yeast is eating and it's alive and ready to roll. Globeway 7. Cinnamon buns will be done when I'm done with them. Patience. Alright, so for the rest of the cinnamon bun dough, measure out everything for that. Just turn off the heat on that butter. Just melted. There's still some pieces that need to get melted, but we don't want it too hot so it doesn't kill the yeast. So we're just going to take it off and let it finish off the heat. And we'll get the rest of everything measured out. Alright, so cinnamon buns, we're using an all-purpose flour because you want those to be soft, not too. Hockey Bomb MP, Bloody Mary's coming at you. Yeah, you don't want to use the all-purpose for the cinnamon buns because those are going to be soft. You don't want too much gluten in there. Don't want to be too tough. For the English muffins, we're going to use bread flour because you want that to be good and chewy. This one we need 4.5 cups. And flour-wise, I use King Arthur just because it's a little more readily available at the grocery store. I like this stuff a lot. 3. I'm not a baker, so I do not get as specific as those guys do. Just need 1.5 cups. Awesome. Two eggs for this. Those ready. Pastry flour for buns, that might be a little too fine. Yeah, it probably worked great, actually. That's probably how they do it in the real fancy places. But I just stick to the AP because it's easier. I don't have to get 100 different flours in my pantry, and it works pretty well. All right, 2 eggs, a little bit of salt. I'm just going to throw this in with the flour. Salt you don't want to put in with your yeast and your milk and your sugar and everything because that actually slows down the yeast. So you're not, right at this point, you don't want it to stop the yeast from working its magic. So we'll put that in after so that way this yeast can get activated. Alright. I think we're ready to start going. Get the mixer over here ready. Alright, so yeast in first. We're we're just gonna throw everything on the top. So make sure you get all that sugar in there. Get our eggs in there. Always crack them in a bowl before you crack them in your mixer. It's easier to take the shells out of that. Oh, yeast isn't too bad snacking here when you get used to it. Alright, so we're going to start this on low, get everything incorporated. Low just to make sure we get everything incorporated, doesn't fly all over the place, and then once we get it incorporated, we're going to start kneading it in the bowl. I don't do any hand kneading because we got machines for that these days. Logan skills, yeah man, come over and get some. I can't eat them all. Alright, so we're waiting on that. Together. Let's go ahead and get the yeast working for the English muffins. Get the milk, get it warm, just 100 degrees, body temperature, not too hot. Put on low over here. And you can kind of hear this mixer's working hard, so you know the dough's coming together. Alright, so if y'all can see that, at this point the dough is in one solid mass, but you can tell it's kind of just falling apart. There's no gluten formed here. So we gotta knead it to get the gluten ready, so we got a nice good texture. So I'm gonna turn this up, not too high because these things are made for us. Probably take about 6 or so minutes to get the right gluten structure. Start measuring out some stuff for these English muffins while we're waiting on that. Alright. Now we're moving to the bread flour because we want it to be chewy. Chewy like good English muffins should be. And we're going to need 4.5 cups for this one also. Yeah, low boy 7's here. Yeah, you might want to come over before he eats them all. Logan skills. Check on our milk. It's good to go. See, that takes no time at all. And you want to make sure that doesn't get too hot. That's super important. Alright, so we're going to get our yeast in here. not going to dissolve right away, so you got to mix it a couple times. So these English muffins have a little bit of a different mixing technique. We're going to just throw soft butter in there once the dough is formed. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut that right now. It's just 3 tablespoons. I kind of just chunk it up so it makes it easier, but I keep it in the wrapper so it I don't make a huge mess. I'll just take out another dish. Just break it up like that. Leave it in there. All right. Throw sugar in here so the yeast can start eating. Dissolve a little bit. Mixer's about to fall on the camera. The stove over here. So let's check on this dough. I'll show you the difference once it starts forming the gluten. See, everything's kind of holding together better. It's not so easy to pull apart. What you want to look for is a gluten window. So you just make a little ball with some of your dough and pull it apart slowly. And it's supposed to make like kind of a clear window here. It's obviously not ready because it's breaking apart. But that's what we're shooting for. So you just want to keep mixing until we get to that point. I usually just get this thing going as high as I can without it getting crazy because I'm pretty impatient. Alright, so we got that. And 2 eggs for this, the English muffins. I even keep my eggs out at room temperature. Oh my gosh, this thing's going crazy. There we go. I didn't lock the top on, so the mixer's going nuts. Yeah, apparently you get rides off of this channel. It's worth a watch. It's like Uber Twitch with Jazzy. Works for me. Alright, got 2 eggs ready. And we need 2 teaspoons of salt. Put this on top of the flour. Alright, so we got the English muffins ready. Low boy, I don't know how soon you can get to Brooklyn, but snacking here needs a ride. So for the hash today, we're gonna do sweet potatoes. So I'm trying to keep everything kind of like a Spanishy feel, Mexican style. So I'm gonna do sweet potatoes, so I'm gonna wash them up over here and get them peeling. Yeah, we got a whole new concept going here. Look at Twitch. Alright, wash those up. Let's check on this dough one more time. Alright, looks like it's coming together pretty good. Oh yeah. Check out our gluten window. Looking better. See, it's kind of getting see-through. Still breaking it then, but we're getting real close. Lock it in so it's not going crazy. Alright. And you'll see with this dough, compared to the other dough, oh nice, February, where you at? You out in California? Nice. Sorry about the fires. You'll see with this dough, the bowl's really clean. There's nothing sticking to the sides of it. That's how it should be. English muffin dough, you'll see later, it's really sticky, and that's good too. So we got a bunch of different doughs going on here. Let's get the peeler. Alright, so y'all, these peelers, I'm telling you, they look like a little plastic kid's toy. You get 3 for $10 on Amazon. Best peelers ever. They are amazing. Good. Glad you're good out there. No more smoke. So these sweet potatoes, they are local, so they're very dirty. So I'll wash them. I'll probably wash them twice. Wash them before I peel them, and I'll wash them after because I don't want all that dirt. I mean, the dirtier the better because you know they're straight out of the ground. But I just like to make sure I clean them twice. So we got Brooklyn and Cali here. Is it snowing out there, Brooklyn? I know they got snow last week in New York. Yes, these are for the home fries. I'm doing sweet potato because we're keeping everything kind of Spanish Mexican style, so I'm probably going to flavor these with some like cumin, paprika, onions, garlic, obviously. What else we got? Some cayenne. Just doing sweet potatoes today. on this mixer after this potato. It sounds like struggling over there. All right. Check it out. It's nice and warm. That's what we're looking for right there. It's not breaking too easy. We can get it pretty clear. That's what we're going for. So I think we're good on this one. So normally I would just oil up this bowl and leave it in there to rise, but since we got English muffins going, I'm going to get a new bowl. So we can get the dough going in there. So you're going to want to just grease this up a little bit. That might not be big enough. Let's see. Yeah, we'll do it in there. That way you can see how it's going to rise like crazy all the time. So I just use a regular old vegetable oil for this part because I don't really want the dough to take on any flavor of this. It's just so it has somewhere nice to rise and climb up the bowl. And we're definitely going to cover this. Dough on in there. Awesome. So kind of make it even. Just make a little ball out of it. Throw it in there. This is going to rise out of this bowl. This bowl's way too small for this. It'll be fun. Grease the top. You don't want a skin to form on this. When your dough dries out, it forms a skin. And that will just mess up the shape. The dough won't rise evenly because the skin's going to hold it in one place. So we avoid that by putting the oil and wrap on it. Don't want to cover this too tight though, because you want to give it room. So I kind of just seal it at the bottom. Give this some space. There we go. Leave it in a warm spot. I got the oven preheated. So it's really warm up there and all the heat's coming out of the back. So it's a nice place to let some dough rise. Yeah, mixer might, I don't know about that thing. It's going crazy, but a lot of times with dough, those things aren't really made to, the little house ones we got aren't made to handle that much dough, so. Loveway semi-industrial size mixer and we'll be good to go. Just making sure I get all that sugar dissolved in there. Don't want to leave any behind. That is the food for the yeast. Got the milking yeast in there. Got our flour and salt. I'm going to kind of cover the salt up so it doesn't hit the yeast first. I don't know if that really makes a difference, but to me it does. So I'm going to do it. Alright, flour's in. 2 eggs. Snow in North Carolina. You could say we get snow, but it's usually just flurries that turn to ice and shut everything down. Alright, let's lock this sucker down, get it mixing. So that dough is going to combine just till it comes together, and then we're going to drop the 3 tablespoons of butter into it slowly. Not like the cinnamon buns where we use melted butter. So it's going to be a little different. But remember, this one's going to be a sticky dough, so it's not going to come together and look the same. Back on these taters. How am I supposed to feel that? Just break it. Mixer's working hard over there. You can tell the dough's coming together. Alright, so let me do this last one. We'll drop that butter in. We're almost done with the mixer, so you don't have to hear that much longer. Alright, potatoes are peeled. I'm going to wash them again, like I said earlier, because we got super local potatoes that are super dirty. And then we'll check on this dough. Alright, dough has come together. We're going to keep it spinning. We're going to drop our butter in 1 tablespoon at a time. And it's going to slowly mix it into the dough. And we'll just, once one's in, we'll add the next. I'm going to slow it down because that thing is struggling. Until we get the butter combined in there. Muffin dough, you don't have to wait as long for it to mix together because it's like a sticky wet dough, so you're not going to have that same sort of gluten window that we were talking about earlier. We'll just give it like 5 minutes and get back to it. Alright, so let's get these potatoes cut up, and I always boil my home fries first, just till they're kind of tender, and then I saute them in the pan with butter and all our other goodies. And always start your potatoes in cold water. Cold water ready, hot. potatoes cut up. You're gonna want to get these right around the same size, just so they cook at the same rate. But we're not working with squares here, so obviously they're not going to be perfectly the same size, but roughly get the same size. Right in the cold water, you don't want any oxidation. You can see, I don't even know if that's the right word, oxidation or oxidization. I don't know, either way. It turns kind of browny, like any kind of potato is going to do this when it's out in the air, so you just get them straight in the water. It'll stop that. I think I'm going to cut this dough off. This mixer's having a hard time. But it looks good. I think we're good anyways. Let's check it out. It's kind of sticky. A little bit of gluten form, it's all good. Like I said, I'm just going to leave this dough in this bowl. Don't want to make something else dirty. But we're just going to oil up the sides a little bit. Top of the dough, make a nice ball so it's all even. Good. Cover that as well. Those both gonna take about an hour, maybe two, depending on the temperature of the kitchen, outside, everything else. Finish these potatoes up. Hey, bud. Got a visitor. Y'all see this guy down here? You want a potato? There you go. That's Caper. He's afraid of all the sounds in the kitchen, so as soon as we got that mixer turned off, he's back. This cutting board still. Like that. Wet paper towel does the trick. You don't want your cutting board sliding all around like mine just was. There you go.
Oh yeah.
Slapshot24, thanks for the follow. Pro tip, low boy, wet paper towel. Don't forget it. Now you're begging. Better sit down. the stove. And you don't want them too mushy because we're cooking them twice. We're gonna boil them. Then we're gonna saute them in the pan. So you gotta make sure you're right. I would say like 4 minutes before they're done. So that way you're not turning them into mushy potatoes by the time we're done cooking them the second time. This is also gonna make some more heat on our stove for our dough. So they're gonna start hopefully rising like crazy because of this. This one's definitely gonna rise out of this bowl. That'll be cool. Be fun. Good times. Alright, let's get those rolling. While we're waiting on that, let's see. Let's get some stuff. Let's get some lime juice. Lime's juice. We'll get the Hollandaise and the Bloody Mary mix rolling together. So we're gonna make like a weird hollandaise sauce today. Never really done it, but we're gonna do lime juice instead of lemon. Put some hot sauce in there. Not just regular hot sauce, we're gonna do old Cholula. Good stuff. Throw some cilantro in at the end. Yeah. So to get a lot of juice out of these limes, I just like to push them and roll them. Get everything loosened up in there. These were the last 2 limes at the store. Who knew limes were so popular Thanksgiving Day? Everybody just got here. We're making from scratch cinnamon buns, from scratch English muffins. And we're gonna make some Mexican, Spanish style eggs Benedict with the English muffins. With some chorizo, avocado, lime, cilantro, hollandaise, sauce, poached egg of course. Home fries with sweet potatoes, and some Bloody Marys. See? just gonna start doing some chopping while we're waiting on those potatoes. I'm gonna do super fine dice on this. Not super fine, just a small dice. I don't like big chunks of onions in my home fries. I just want them to kind of flavor it and be background. To help out the potatoes. Onions are going in the home fries, little boy. Yep. Listen up. Don't waste any of your onion either. A lot of people get down to this part and just throw it away. Just cut it. It's just like the rest. No point in throwing it away. Put those far away because they are burning my eyes up. Some garlic chop. We're gonna throw garlic in the Bloody Mary, just one, because you don't want to be drinking a ton of garlic, but you do want that flavor in there. And I'll probably do chop up 2 cloves for the home fries, our sweet potato home fries. Clean up your board so you don't get any of that annoying little paper in your food. Garlic paper. So for the Bloody Mary, I don't need to chop that. I don't want to waste my time doing that. So we'll just put it aside. Just go to town on these. got our garlic chopped for the home fries. We got our onion chopped for the home fries. I always like to get everything ready before I start cooking. The fast part of cooking. So I don't have to hold anything up. Alright. Let's see. Whenever I do garlic, I just flip over my board so everything doesn't taste like garlic if I don't want it to. We got that paper towel under there, so I'm not even worried about getting that on anything. What else we got? Okay, for the Bloody Mary, we are gonna blend up a cucumber into this, and we're gonna want to de-seed it because you don't want to be drinking all those seeds and everything rough in there. You're gonna peel it also. Get my awesome peeler back. De-seeded cucumber, I just use a spoon. That's the easiest way to do it. You can sit there and cut it into quarters and cut it out, but this is, I feel like this is not, it's keeping you from having the least waste. Clean. Easy. Only have to cut it in half. Please put it in my bowl. Let's do the Bloody Marys, so I can have something to sip on other than water. We're keeping them virgin today though, guys, sorry. Got a baby brewing, can't have the vodka. Or I guess with this meal I'd probably use tequila and do some Bloody Marias. Keep our whole theme going. All right. Okay, so we're going in here with the cucumbers, garlic, just got some horseradish, I like my Bloody Marys pretty spicy, so I'm probably gonna do a full, big old spoonful of that. Got the extra hot extra hot horseradish. It's good stuff. Some Cholula in there. If y'all haven't had Cholula, you gotta get it. This stuff's good on eggs, everything. Bloody Marys, tacos, hollandaise sauce, maybe. We're trying that out. Hopefully it's good. This is probably gonna weird some people out. Pickle juice going in the Bloody Mary. Let's see what's Facebook juice. Just hold it. Pickle juice, about a half cup. Love the Old Bay, gotta have Old Bay in my Bloody Mary. Probably put about a tablespoon in there. And probably about, let's do 2 tablespoons. Make it real spicy. What else we got? Obviously, tomato juice. Shake it good. I think we're gonna do about 4 cups of mix. So, yeah, do 4 cups of tomato juice. Oh, we gotta get the Worcestershire, that's important. Do about a tablespoon of Worcestershire, get some good flavor in there. Good stuff. And I'm gonna do cilantro. We're gonna stick with the theme today. Throw some cilantro in there. Make sure you wash your cilantro really well. A lot of times it's very sandy, so you don't want to be crunching on any of that. Oh, salt. Gotta get some salt in there, but easy on the salt. Old Bay has a ton of salt in it. I'm pretty sure it has MSG too, which I have nothing against. About a teaspoon of salt. A little of a shoulder for good luck. Black pepper. Over here. About a teaspoon black pepper. Not too much, there's already some in the Old Bay. And usually Bloody Marys have sesame seed in it. I mean, sesame seed. Celery seed. But we have the Old Bay. That has all that in there. So, don't have to worry about that. I think that's it. Let's go blend her up. It's spicy just how I like it. Oh, we all forgot the lime juice. Let's throw the lime juice in there. Just like one of the limes worth. see that dough rising. I told you I was gonna come out of this bowl. It's coming out. It's looking good though. This one's looking good too. Let's cook everything. I got about 4 people coming over to eat these leftovers. Sounds good to me. I can't eat them all. You did 3 streams. Let's cook everything. Y'all gotta check out his page. He did 3 streams on Thanksgiving Day. That's some commitment right there. Alright, I'll make this fancy. Put in a wine glass today with some ice. Got our ice, get some Bloody Mary in there. So if I was putting alcohol in this, I'd probably put at least a shot of tequila in this for my Bloody Marias. Maybe 2. Maybe 2 if you're feeling crazy. But right now we're just drinking it straight up. Pickle spear in there. Bloody Mary's gotta be kind of like a snack and a drink at the same time, right? A little bit of cilantro on top, make it look nice. Looks good. Cheers. Bloody Marys for brunch. That's good stuff. Man, that cucumber's good in that. Alright. Alright, let's go check on our potatoes. Let's cook everything. Bring some vodka over and have one. I got plenty of mix. Probably need it after what you're doing right now. Fun day for y'all. Alright, so potatoes. I'm just going to take a fork and poke into one. See how we're feeling. So still pretty hard to get in there. So these are not ready. Keep them going. They're looking good though, almost there. Alright, so let's go ahead and get, what do we got left? Hollandaise, we're going to wait for the hollandaise a little later because I don't like for that to sit too long. It's better when it's fresh. Waiting on instructions. Let's get the cinnamon rolls the filling and the icing made. Why not, right? Got time. See if I have any bowls left. I need to wash a bowl. Alright, got an icing bowl. And we got our cinnamon sugar filling mixture bowl ready. Who knew I'd use this many bowls today? Would have probably got more before I started, but it's alright. My mom used to always give me a hard time for using too many dishes. Always. But I always said wasn't doing the dishes, so didn't bother me none. Those are good. Oh yeah, so my cinnamon buns today, I'm adding some pecans. Pecans, however you want to say it. So I'm gonna toast those. I always toast nuts. No matter what I'm making, I toast them first. This adds so much flavor. It's a really simple step to add, and it helps out a ton. And I do them over the stove just because the chances of me forgetting them are much lower. If they're right in front of my face, I'm not gonna forget them. And nuts take like 5 seconds, it seems like, to burn in the oven. So let's get that going over here. Potatoes are boiling pretty hard right now, so I'm gonna check them one more time. Again, you really don't want these to overcook because we're cooking them twice. So if you overcook them the first time, second time you cook them, you're gonna really overcook them. And then it'll just be mashed home fries, which aren't even a thing, so don't do that. Alright, those are good. Fork's going in easy. For now, I'm just gonna strain these over here and leave them be. Get them out of the heat. If you leave them in the water, they're gonna keep cooking because your water is hot. I like to run a little cold water over these, slow them down if I'm not using them right away. So they are just gonna hang out in the strainer. So you get that pan hot. All right, let's cook everything. Thanks for stopping in. Got some Bloody Mary mix on deck for you. Pan's hot, gonna get those pecans in there. I always buy these cheap ones at the store. Nuts are so expensive. So expensive. So I just go to the bacon out and get them, toast them, make them taste better. It's all good. Not spending $10 on nuts. Now the pan's not totally hot right now, so I can leave them there for a second. But as soon as that pan starts to heat up, you're gonna want to start moving it because they burn fast, real fast. Still warming up. All right, so we're gonna get our cinnamon bun situation, the filling and the icing done. For the filling, so a lot of times I see it where you mix the butter and the cinnamon sugar together and spread it on the dough, which I sometimes find a little bit difficult because it makes the butter harder than it would be on its own. So we're just gonna do soft butter spread and then sprinkle it with cinnamon sugar. Make it easy, and we're gonna use brown sugar. So we're adding another level of flavor there. A little molasses in the sugar. It's not just plain white. It's definitely gonna add another level of flavor, which is awesome. I love brown sugar. Let's see. We need about a cup. I'm not gonna measure it. Don't really matter. There you go, that's about a cup, right? That works. Definitely want to measure stuff baking, but when we're doing it, as far as like the filling and stuff, that's not going to mess up any like the chemistry or whatnot, so doesn't matter. Cinnamon. Oh, y'all almost put cayenne in there. That would have been bad. Cinnamon. This is cinnamon. We need 2.5 tablespoons. I like them real cinnamony though, so I'm probably going to add closer to 3. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Bam. Awesome. Check out these pecans before we make them burn. Pan's hot, so you just want to make sure we're moving them kind of constantly, depending on how hot you have your stove. Like I said, I'm impatient, so I like to turn it up and just risk it. Just hopefully pay enough attention that I don't burn. Always, 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 always. Sometimes recipes don't call for salt. As far as sweet recipes, I always put salt in. Salt doesn't mean it's gonna make it salty. Salt means it's going to enhance the flavor. If you add too much salt, obviously it's gonna make it salty, but it just enhances the flavor. And that's super, super important, obviously. Let's see, let's get these nuts. I'm gonna put them in there. Oh yeah. They are real close. They smell awesome. I think they start to smell like maple syrup when you toast the pecans. It smells so good. Just get a teeny bit of color. You're really just letting all that oil out. A lot of oil and nuts. You need to get it out so you get all the flavor into your food. Just pour them straight in there. Straight in. We're just going to stir this up. Delicious. Smells so good. And obviously, another thing, if you put the pecans on top of something, or if you're making like sticky buns, those are going to toast because they're on the pan. So you can kind of skip that step of toasting them before. But this is inside the cinnamon bun, so it's not going to get enough heat to toast these and let out all that awesome flavor and oils. So you definitely want to toast them ahead of time. Alright, it looks good. Delicious. Smells awesome. Let's get this icing situation done. Man, it's good. Alright. Icing. Your stick of butter, 1/2 cup. Right on in. 1/4 cup of cream cheese, which is what? 2 ounces. 2 ounces of cream cheese. Gotta have that cream cheese frosting on cinnamon buns. Alright. Hey, buddy. Apparently it smells good to this guy in here, too. Say hi. Say hi. That's Caper, everybody. He'll probably be here as long as there's no crazy sounds going on. Get some powdered sugar out. Salt again, can't forget salt. And this definitely helps when you're making sweet stuff too, because it kind of cuts it back. You know when stuff is like super sweet and you can't eat like any of it? Salt helps cut that a lot. Splash of vanilla. Mixer. We're just gonna make some icing real quick. Sugar going in here. Not gonna worry about measuring it. Looks about right. Nice healthy breakfast item. So we're all prepped up for our cinnamon buns to get going. Once the dough is ready. Still got another, I would say at least 30 minutes on the dough to rise. But it's looking pretty good. this icing is going to seem kind of thick right now, but you put them on those cinnamon buns when they're warm, and it is going to melt everywhere and be super, super delicious. Let's see, put these over here. Alright, so we can go ahead and get started on finishing those home fries after I take another swig of my delicious Bloody Mary. Alright, let's get a pan. Alright, we're just going to get a regular old saute pan heated up here. Don't want this super high right now, because we're just going to kind of just saute these, the onions and garlic we got ready. Pretty slow so they soften nice. And then we're going to go from there. We'll turn it up when we get the potatoes in there. But you also don't want to burn your onions and garlic while you're cooking the potatoes, because potatoes will take longer. I'm going to put a good amount of butter in here because you're coating the potatoes with it. They need a lot of fat to get going in the pan. Now I'm going to do a mixture of butter and oil. Butter for flavor, some oil for a higher smoking point. That way it can sit in there longer. Potatoes, onions, garlic. We don't have to worry about the fat burning. Oh, you see our dough? It's coming out. Looking good. I think this muffin dough is like moving way faster than the cinnamon bun dough. I might be ready for that sooner than the buns. Alright, so got this going. We got our burner on medium low. Our onions in there. Garlic in there. And then immediately when we start cooking, sauteing any vegetables, go ahead and put your salt in, because the salt is going to let them release the moisture, and that will make the process go a lot faster. And everything will soften instead of sometimes you get like, it's not soft all the way through, it's taking forever, everything's getting brown. Salt's going to make them start releasing their moisture and cooking way more evenly. Nice and soft. We're gonna leave those. Start rolling. I like to start my pan pretty low when I saute, so it does release the moisture. It doesn't just brown automatically. Nice dough. Thanks, Snack in here. Yeah, hopefully these turn out awesome because it smells great in here. Everything looks so good. I usually use a cinnamon bun dough recipe that's overnight, so I'm trying something a little new. Should have the exact same turnout, but never know. Bacon's a little crazy. Alright, I also want to go ahead and get the spices we're using for the sweet potato home fries in the pan, because when you use dry spices, when I use dry spices, I want to make sure they open up, like flavors open up, because they're sitting dry in a can. You don't really know, a little bottle. A lot of times they sit in the back of our cupboards and for a long time, and you just want to get them going, open them up, get all the oils flowing just like we did the pecans. I've got cayenne in here, paprika, and cumin. So get those in there, get the flavors going. The sooner you do that, the better. Yeah, smell-o-vision would be awesome. Probably make everybody too hungry though. I have a hard time just watching food cook, period. Yeah, so those spices are going to cook right in with the onions and garlic and really like flavor the fat, flavor the oil butter, and then they'll get right into the potatoes. I'm probably going to take these onions and garlic out once they're done sauteing and sear the potatoes and put them right back in the last couple minutes so we can get a good color on the potatoes while worrying about burning the delicious veg we got going.
Season of Audi sales event.
Sorry guys, music ended. Just getting some more going. There we go. Alright. Go ahead while we got a couple minutes while these are while the veggies are sauteing and melting down a bit. Just separate some eggs and get ready for the hollandaise sauce. Cut up some herbs. Get it rolling. So it's ready when we are ready. Alright, 4 egg yolks is what we need. I think the best way to separate eggs is just to crack them all the way in, whites and yolks, and separate just grab the yolk out afterwards. I think it's the easiest way. And I always just go ahead and do them all. You only risk like breaking the yolk, but if you're super careful, it shouldn't be a problem. If not, it's not the end of the world. And we're only using the yolks, but always save your whites. They last a while. You can make a ton of stuff with them. There's no reason to throw anything away. Yeah, I just separate them with my hands. I think it's the best. To me, it's the best method. my hands up. Let's check over on these veggies real quick. They're smelling awesome. Crisp up before we're ready. So for hollandaise, I do this a little bit different than I think you're supposed to. I didn't learn it like this in culinary school. We never do it like this in any restaurants I've worked at. But yeah, I do a little different, and to me, it just works out fine. It's super easy. You just gotta pay attention to it. So I take my yolks when we're ready. And I'll mix in my lemon juice. Today we're doing lime juice. But you don't want to have that sit for a while. So make sure you're really ready to start cooking it, because the acid will kind of cook the egg, and then it'll come out with a different texture that we're not really looking for. Now we get some cilantro cut up for this. Don't waste your herb stems either. When it's super soft herbs like this, like cilantro, parsley, anything really with a soft leaf and a soft stem, use them. You don't want to use rosemary or thyme leaves. Basil's good, you can use that. But they have just as much flavor as the leaves. And if you cut them down, if you're really like doing a fine chop on them, you're wasting it if you don't use it. So I just roll them up super tight. And you want to make sure when you are cutting herbs, you're sliding your knife a lot. You don't want to just chop down and smush them, because then you're getting rid of a lot of that flavor. You're just bruising them. Make sure your knife's super sharp and you're sliding through. Just keep running through these a couple times. Good to me. I still want to see my herbs too. I don't want to be super small, so I like a good, not super fine, pretty fine. Just so you don't feel like you're eating a salad, you know. Also, if you don't want your stems, if you have a problem with texture or something like that, save the stems and make like a pesto or a dressing out of them. You're gonna blend it up anyways, and a ton of flavors there. Paying for it, so you might as well use it. So we're doing the kind of spicy cilantro lime hollandaise sauce today. So got our hot sauce, got our lime juice, got our cilantro, egg yolks, and then butter. And butter, we're gonna do 2 sticks. This is gonna make kind of a lot of hollandaise, but can't have enough hollandaise sauce. It's good stuff. Oh, checking our veg. So I think our English muffin dough is ready to start being worked on. I'm gonna change gears for a second. Turn this down a bit. Get our hollandaise stuff out of the way. Behind me. Just wipe down this counter real quick because we're gonna put the dough directly on the counter, so don't want any weird stuff ending up in it. Okay. So this, we are just going to, a lot of times recipes tell you how many, especially this happens a lot with doughs. So it'll tell you how many you're making, how many the recipe's gonna make, but you never know if yours rises more or, you know, something you measure is different. So I don't really go based on how many they say I should have. I just take my dough, I weigh it, and then I divide it into equal parts. I'll divide it by the number they suggest, but I don't really depend on that. It's getting our awesome looking dough out here. Bam, double, looks awesome. $13.21 grams. Recipe says I should get, let's see, 16, which would be 82.5 grams each. But we're looking to get like a 3-inch English muffin. So, see what that looks like. Oh, it's almost perfect. That works. I think we're gonna need a little, I don't know. I like that size. Looks good. Let's do that. Let's do that. Alright. You don't have to use a scale. I just like getting the consistent size. But it is not a big deal at all. Stir my veg real quick. Looking good. I'm gonna turn that off. They'll keep getting soft in the residual heat, but I'm not standing over there, so I don't want to worry too much about it. divide it. I'm gonna put it in everybody else's little bowl over here. Why not? I don't want a really small one. I'll take some big ones though. So I got 15, right? 3, 6, 9, 11, 12, 15. Called for 16. Said we were gonna get 16. That's pretty close. Not too bad. Alright. So let's get sheet tray out. And we're gonna put some fine cornmeal on here first. Because you want that nice, English muffins have that cornmeal on the bottom. It's good stuff. Half of what makes it an English muffin, you gotta have that. Alright. Just get it all over our sheet tray. Dough balls, just kind of make a smooth top, and then we're going to put it on the counter. You got to make sure your counter is a little bit not too soft here. A little bit of water on your counter so it kind of sticks, and then you're just pulling it against your hand, so we're making a nice ball. Kind of see how I'm doing that? Pull it towards you, and when it sticks, it kind of seals on the bottom. So you get this right at the bottom. Looking good. Alright, so English muffins are obviously not round, they're flat. So just flatten them out a little bit, put them right on top. The cornmeal, I'm going to do a flip, get some on top. Always leave that seam we made on the bottom though. Nice ball. Seal it up. Flatten it. Bam. Cornmeal. Healthy Addict, hello. Thanks for the raid. Y'all are just getting here. We're making brunch today. So right now I'm making English muffins from scratch. We got some cinnamon buns in the works. Got the dough made. Making home fries with sweet potatoes. And they got kind of like a Mexican, Spanish flavor on them.
Hola.
Thanks for the follow, Wide-Eyed Wonder. We got tons of food for you today. Probably way too much. You missed the Bloody Marys though. They're delicious. What else we got? Oh, we're making eggs Benedict out of these English muffins, but we're sticking with the Spanish Mexican flavor. We're gonna do chorizo on them, a lime cilantro hollandaise sauce, avocado, and of course a poached egg. Just getting cornmeal on both sides of these. Sunbun, thanks for the follow. Hello.
Hola.
don't know what Bloody Marys do for blood thinners. I don't know if you are worried about the alcohol, but these are virgin and they're still delicious.
Hola.
Yeah, hey, vegan chick eater, don't give me the thumbs up until we're done. Hopefully they turn out okay. They're looking good so far. So these I'm gonna cover again so they don't dry out, and we're gonna let them rest for, okay, yeah, so there's no alcohol in these. You could totally have these, what I wonder.
Hola.
M. Lassa, hello, thanks for the follow. Oh, you can drink, okay, it's probably just not a good idea.
Hola.
Mercedes 84, hello. Thanks for the follow. Doing brunch today, guys. Everybody who's just tuning in. Oh, thanks. Bad cat, yeah. Tacos are my jam. I could eat tacos every single day, so I figured I'd like to see if you pop up on my feed while I'm cooking. Y'all probably see a lot of like Mexican flavors on here because Mexican Spanish, because I love it. A little obsessed. So the taco is fitting. My Bloody Mary's got cilantro in it, Cholula hot sauce. What else do we put in there? Yeah, that's kind of like the cucumber. So it is still like a Spanish twist on that too. I was saying earlier I would add, if I could, I'd add tequila for a Bloody Maria. Alright. On to the last one. I'm not Latina. Kind of wish I was though. I just love it. Just love the flavors. Alright, let's cover these up so they don't get that skin we were talking about earlier. Just a loose cover because you still want them to be able to rise a bit. And this part only takes 20 to 30 minutes. We don't have to wait the whole 2 hours like we did earlier. And I think our cinnamon bun dough is ready too. Yeah, see, everybody loves Mexican food. It's delicious. Look at this dough though. I put it in this bowl that was way too small because I thought it'd be kind of fun to see it explode. And look at this. Exploding out of it. Looks so good. And this one is much softer than the English muffin dough because remember we used all-purpose flour in this one and we have bread flour in the English muffin dough because you want those kind of chewy. These really soft. Ooh, lucky you, I'd wonder. That is lucky. Alright, so we're gonna get some flour out here because we're gonna have to roll this dough, obviously, and we don't want it sticking everywhere. Hopefully it's bomb. Let's hope so. I always get worried. I bake a lot. My last job, I was a a pastry cook, but I never was really trained in it, and I feel like it's just a gamble every time something comes out. Like, is it gonna turn out or is it gonna be a mess? I don't know. Let's hope for the best. Everything's looking good so far, though. Oh, they got a pool. That's nice. That's nice. Now all they have to do is make some food while you sit by the pool. You should do it first. Just bring food over. Be like, hey, this is a good idea. You should do this more often. Maybe you could cook next time. Alright, so flouring both sides. Sometimes we forget about the bottom. You don't want to do that because by the time you have it so nicely rolled out, it's going to be stuck. And you're going to have to start all over because everything is going to tear apart. As even as possible. I'm just gonna roll this out. Kind of get a squarish rectangle. At least they're nice, right? You should just be super friendly. Super, super friendly and tell them you're hungry, right? Can't turn it down then. Okay, so got this rolled out pretty good. Doing like a 1/4 inch. I'm gonna kind of stretch it and see if we can make it more of a rectangle. This dough is super warm, so we know it's been working hard. Yeast has been working, eating the sugar, eating the flour, getting strong.
Hola.
Commander Root, hello, thanks for the follow. I mentioned earlier this, I like to do, sometimes you mix the butter, cinnamon, and sugar for cinnamon rolls, and you spread it all together. But I like to do the butter first, separate, and then sprinkle everything over it because it makes kind of the butter a little bit harder to spread, I think, personally. But you get the same result. So I'm just gonna come over here and get a spatula. Get a little offset, and that's obviously a whole stick of butter, but you know what? We're just going with it because sometimes you just gotta treat yourself. Alright, so we're going to spread this as evenly as possible. Don't get crazy. It's not really important that it's perfect. It's going to taste good no matter what. Hey, buddy. Caper's back. He is smelling the goods. Alright. Get out of here. Get out of here. Oh my gosh. Alright, so we're ready for our cinnamon sugar mixture. And I put pecans in here because I was feeling a little crazy and it just sounded really good. I toasted them first, so let out all their delicious oils and flavors. We're just gonna evenly sprinkle this on here. There's no way this could be bad, right? Even if it was a total disaster. If it turned out being not even cinnamon bun rolls, if it was just like baked just like this, if I just gave up, it's gotta be delicious. How could it be bad? Yeah, we're making cinnamon rolls, Professor Duck. Or cinnamon buns. I don't really know the difference. I think they're the same, but I usually call them buns. Get all this goodness everywhere. And I was mentioning earlier, definitely salt this mixture because it doesn't really make things salty unless you oversalt, obviously. But it enhances the flavor. So you gotta keep the salt in everything. So we're just gonna pat this down a little bit so it sticks to the butter. And we'll give it a roll. See how this goes. Yeah, exactly. Salt is super important. I feel like a lot of people don't know that. Like, they think sweet doesn't get salt, it makes it sweet and salty, but no, it just really just enhances the flavor. Definitely Rice Krispies. Oh, I should make some Rice Krispies. Alright. Looking good and nothing's sticking because we floured the table first. Hello, Hanson House TV. Alright, that looks pretty good. Looks pretty darn good. I'm gonna get the pan ready at this point so we are ready to cut them and get them into the pan. I got a little bit of butter left in here, so I'm just gonna spread this on. Not too worried about it. Get a little towel in here to spread it out. Get it all even so our buns don't stick, and this butter's gonna like caramelize on the bottom of the buns and make them even more delicious. Alright, looks pretty even to me. Get rid of this. I'll wash my hands up. Drink a little of my Bloody Mary. Bloody Maria, what you call it? Alright. Let's cut these suckers. I'm gonna do it straight on the table. I got granite, so it'll be alright. I think I'm gonna do a serrated knife though. So I like to do this kind of like, yeah, these Bloody Marys are good too. I like to do it kind of sushi style. So I'm gonna cut it in the center first, and I'm gonna half that, so that way we get even rolls. And Bloody Marys, what I put in there. All right, so testing me, Professor Duck. Cucumber, Cholula hot sauce, tomato juice, pickle juice, cilantro, Old Bay, and Worcestershire. And it is good. I'm gonna go ahead and cut these ends off because I'm not gonna really, I don't want to be a part of my little split. I'm gonna cook them still, but I don't want to be a part of my little halfer thing I'm doing here because it'll mess up my measurements. Yes, thanks for stopping by. Trying to get this thing going. I hope you guys like the Instagram. It's a little crazy, but I'm enjoying it. Alright, half again. See, these are going to turn out even no matter what you do because I'm just half and half it. Garnishes, absolutely. Right now I just have a full pickle spear and cilantro leaves. If I was going to make this and actually sit down and drink it, I'd probably put like some peppers, maybe like, have you seen those ones where they put like an entire burger on top? Those are delicious. Make a whole meal out of it. I would totally do that. Maybe a little mini taco. That would be good. Alright. Serrated knife works best on this because I am not messing anything up. It's just cutting right through. I'm not smushing them at all. They're still very round. So we're just gonna throw them right in the pan. Touching. Because, oh, that's a perfect spot for my little end right there. There we go. Touching because they're so good when the sides are touching together. Let's see. I feel like I'm gonna have more than this pan can handle, but I'm gonna make it work. I'm not wasting this. Alright, we'll put our little guys up here. Awesome. That looks so good. So good. Alright, so we're gonna cover this. And it needs like 20 minutes, just like the English muffins. We're just covering loosely because you want them to be able to grow a little bit and have space. So we're not constricting them at all. Bam. And the plastic is there so we don't create any sort of skin on the outside of these. They'll dry and then it won't rise right, it won't bake right, it'll be all funky shaped. Yeah, oh my gosh, those look so good. I'm gonna get them over on the stove where it's a little bit hot. Okay. All right, let's clean up a bit. So I think I'm gonna get back to these potatoes, the home fries we were doing. I have my onions and garlic sauteed with cayenne, cumin, and paprika. So I'm gonna take that out of the pan and then we're gonna saute our sweet potatoes, which are already parboiled. Otherwise, they probably burn in the pan before they cooked. So, I don't want to put that in. Alright. So this is our delicious So over on the stove low way, we just got stuff proofing. That's it for right now. Back over here, so what, the veg. So this is for the home fries. I sauteed just onions and garlic with those spices I was talking about, and I'm gonna take them out. I'm not gonna clean the pan or anything because that would be silly because I put the potatoes right back in there. All this veg is going back in there. I'm just going to add a little bit more fat though, so we can saute the potatoes really well. So let's get that going over here. I think medium heat. I'm going to do a little bit of butter and a little bit of oil. Oil for the smoke point, butter for the flavor. Like the stove can, Professor Duck. That one is hard to figure out, but we got it, I think. switch over to see it heated up. And then we'll get the potatoes in there. So I'm doing chorizo today. And I got this awesome chorizo from my brother raises pigs in Virginia. And the meat butcher, packer, whatever, makes this delicious chorizo that we get every year. It is so good. I don't think I've had a better chorizo. So we're gonna get that out. I think let's just do it over here. So I'm just gonna make little patties so we can put them on the English muffins like you would like your regular standard Canadian ham or whatever. But I'm not gonna do that. We're making Spanish style today. So we're doing chorizo. Should be good. Alright, let's get our meat out. Ooh, almost made the dog very happy. So with this, obviously meat is going to, oh, the vent gets greasy. Yeah, it probably like fell off and everything probably steamed up into it. Yeah, we were having those issues too, trying to figure out. But you know those little cabinets right above your microwave usually, if it's above the stove? Hooked really nicely to that. So meat shrinks when you cook it. So this little thin looking patty is gonna plump up and come together. So if it looks too big or if it looks too thin, that's good. Because it's gonna plump up and shrink together. I also like to put like a little thumbprint in the middle. So that way it has space to shrink without moving too much. And I'm just eyeballing these, I don't care if they're the same size really. Yeah, I got him dimpled, Professor Duck. You missed it. Yeah, burgers, that's awesome. That's like the best trick for burgers is the dimple. I almost put I almost dimple it all the way through to the bottom when I do burgers because they shrink so much. And you really don't want to have that like annoying bite of burger with just bread. That's the worst.
Hola.
Underlining shadow, hello. Thanks for the follow. Thank you, thank you. We're making brunch today. All right. Okay. Done. Those are ready. I'm gonna put them behind me. I can tell that our fat is ready for the potatoes, so we can start getting those in there after I wash my hands. Okay, let's get it going. And these potatoes are par cooked, but since we're cooking them twice, I undercooked them from the water. So I made them so they were tender, but not soft. Because otherwise, they will super overcook when, treats for the dog, when we sear them now. A little salt, always, always, always with the salt. Now, I really like when my potatoes potatoes for home fries get that like brown crust on them. So once I get them in here and I get them all mixed up with all the fat and everything and salt, I'm just gonna leave them for a second. So hopefully that skin, that crust forms, and then I'll mix them. But I don't want to mess with them too much in the beginning. So those are going over there. Flying potato, yeah. The dog likes the flying potatoes. They're really just for him. I do that on purpose. Just kidding. So it looks like our English muffins are probably ready to go. So let's get a pan for that. English muffins are much different than regular like bread. You sear them in a pan. So yeah, on the left, that's our English muffins, Professor Duck. We're about to sear them. Let's see. So I'm gonna try to find my biggest pan. It's nice when you have a griddle, like a pancake griddle or something like that, because you can cook a lot at once. But I do not have one, so I'm just trying to find my biggest pan here. Yeah, you get the color, and so they have a cornmeal on the outside. When you make the dough and you form them into little flat disc balls, you put cornmeal on them, which keeps them from sticking to the pan and gives them that like crust. And they don't need to be baked at all unless they're getting too brown. So you want to set your pan to like a lowish setting, like medium low probably, because they do all their cooking in a pan, which is kind of cool. It'll just take a couple batches since my pan is kind of small. We want to make sure that's heated up before we get going. You really don't need anything either. You don't need like any butter or oil or anything in the pan. Low and slowish. Cinnamon buns are gonna proof super fast since we have so much heat going over here. So they aren't even probably gonna need the whole 20 to 30 minutes. Yeah, man, I do not like when people use nonstick too much. I toasted my pecans in them, but the point of like the sticking and everything, that creates a lot of flavor. And if you know how to cook stuff right, you don't move it too much, it shouldn't actually stick. It should just brown. So, yeah. You get used to it real fast. The less you use nonstick, the more you get used to the stick stuff. Turn these up a bit so we get some brown on there. English muffin pan is ready to go. Alright, let's see how these go. This does not have to be very hot because, like I said, you're cooking these from start to finish in this pan. So you don't want them to brown too quickly. You don't want to over brown this either. Let me just put 5 in there. So they're going to puff a little bit.
Hola.
If they do get brown too quick, you can throw them in the oven, no problem. Big Bad Bedwetter, hello. Thanks for the follow. Sometimes I like to steam these English muffins too when they're in the pan. Once they brown, I'll throw some water in there, and you get that kind of like wrinkly exterior that's on a lot of English muffins like you buy at the store. I kind of think that's like signature English muffin thing, so I like to do that. Getting ready and wash these, get ready for our Eggs Benedict. I only got about 10 more minutes on that. Those cinnamon buns. Whoops. Oh yeah, we're coming along. Nice. Alright. Hot for hollandaise sauce. Alright, hello. We got new joiners here. So on the menu today, we're doing brunch. So obviously, yeah, cinnamon rolls. You can see the sweet potatoes. Those are just like home fries. Doing like some onions and garlic, cayenne, cumin, paprika in there. And then on the left, those are English muffins cooking. We're gonna make like a Spanish Eggs Benedict out of those, with chorizo, avocado, tomato, and a lime cilantro hollandaise sauce. We also already made some Bloody Marys that are delicious. They have some cilantro, cucumber, hot sauce in them. They're good, real good. Alright, you can see we're getting brown here. That's good stuff. Let's flip them. Turn this down a bit. Probably end up finishing these in the oven. We're getting brown a little faster than expected. But that's really no problem at all. We'll just finish up in there. That way we don't have to worry about them burning in the pan. Alright. This is the side we made the balls with, so they have the little seam on the bottom. The pretty side is down now. Cinnamon rolls are ready to go. Let's put them in the oven. They kind of just proof up a little bit for this last thing. There's not really much of a change, but you can see how everything got a little tighter in there. They're a little closer together than when we panned it the first time. So they're ready to go in the oven. They're on 400, and they're in there for about 15 minutes. So let's dive in. Set a timer so I don't forget about them. Oh yeah. These are coming right along. Nice and brown. I'm gonna throw a little bit more olive oil in there so they have some fat to brown up. Just a little tablespoon or two. See how puffy these are getting? Oh my gosh, they're beautiful. Let's take them out. Bam. Next batch in. And we're definitely going to finish these in the oven. Oh gosh, I would love to have a gas stove. We bought this house a little bit ago, and it came with electric stove, so I'm fine with it now, but I like gas better, obviously. I mean, it's just better, I think. See you, Professor Duck. Thanks for stopping in. Flip these guys over. Get them brown nice and fast. I think I will change sheet trays though before I put them in the oven, because I don't want all of that cornmeal that was on the bottom of the sheet tray to burn in the oven. So we'll just transfer them over for the oven. You want a pretty low oven for this, like 200. So once the cinnamon rolls are out, we'll lower the oven and get rolling on those. Oh, dog snacks. He is on it. I'll do that for you, buddy. Set of muffins is probably ready to come out. Give them a check. Oh yeah. They look good. Last batch. I'm going to put 5 in this one because I don't want to wait. How puffy they are and soft. Oh my gosh, look at this. That is awesome. Home fries are looking good. Getting brown and delicious. Yes. They are basically done. So I'm going to throw in, earlier we sauteed our onions and garlic with all of our spices. So I'm going to throw those back in there so all the flavors can meld together. Get yummy. And I cook these pretty low and slow. so they got really soft, the onions and garlic. So they're just gonna melt into this. It's delicious. Alright, let's cut this up. Those are looking good. Awesome. What goes on here? Put them in a bowl. Here we go. Look at me making a mess all day. It's fine. Beautiful. Okay. Home fries are ready. Let's get the chorizo, I think, made. After we get these English muffins out. And then we will be on our way. English muffins are ready to switch. Boom, boom, boom. Beautiful. Cinnamon buns are looking amazing. Okay. Get that in here. So those just need to go in the oven. After the cinnamon rolls come out, it'll only take about like 6 minutes. They won't take long at all. Alright. Let's get a pan for chorizo. We got a pan ready for our hollandaise sauce, which I mentioned earlier. I make that much different than I learned in school or I learned in the kitchen at work. But at home, to me, it's just a little easier the way I do it. So I'll show you all that. So this pan heated up for some chorizo. This pan is for our hollandaise. So I'm gonna take So we've got our lime juice from earlier. It's a juice of like 1.5 limes and 4 egg yolks. And we're gonna take that and mix it together for our hollandaise. Earlier, you're not going to want this. You are going to want to mix the lime with the egg yolks like right before you cook the hollandaise sauce, because it's going to start, the acid's going to start cooking the eggs and it's going to give you a texture you don't really want. But you want to make sure it's super well mixed together. Good. I'm saving some lime juice in case I put a little too much in there. I'd rather taste it later and put more in. We're going back to the stove and we're going to put 1 stick of butter in this pot here that is over very, very, very low. It's still hot from the English muffin, so I didn't even turn it on. And then we got our chorizo pan. Let's get those over here. That's ready. A little bit of oil in there. Always heat the pan and then heat your fat and then put whatever you're putting in the pan. If you don't heat your fat, it's just gonna absorb into your food, which you really, really don't want. So make it greasy. Get our little chorizo patties going. Take 2 batches. Alright, so this butter has cooled down the pan enough for me to put the egg and the lime juice in. So we're going to go ahead with that and just turn it on low. Low as it goes. So this is kind of a stir constantly thing. And we're still going to add 1 more stick of butter. But you just want this one to be completely melted before you start the next. Which is not going to take long because, like I said, this pan was already really hot from having the English muffin pan on it. So yeah, that's already ready for our second. I'm going to pull it away while I grab it. And also all my butter is soft. It's not going to take long at all. It's already getting thick and amazing. We're going to throw some hot sauce in there. The Cholula, that's my jam. This is good hot sauce right there. I kind of want to be spicy holiday. Spicy, lemony, limey, and cilantro-y holiday. So I'm probably adding more than I normally would. This is coming together very fast, looking good. Just trying to get the butter melted, and when the butter's melted, the egg yolks will be cooked. And so you'll have your holidays ready to go. And I'm gonna throw the cilantro in right at the end. Looks like our chorizo is ready to flip over. If it's sticking, it's not ready. So don't flip it too soon. Just be patient and wait for your meat to tell you when it's ready. Good. Oh my gosh, these cinnamon rolls smell so good. We need a couple more minutes though. Reset the timer. Alright, let's throw the cilantro in here. A little bit of salt, gotta salt everything. Yes. So I've never made lime cilantro hollandaise before, but I thought it sounded so good with this. So we'll see how it turns out. So I'm gonna take this chorizo out, put it on the pan, and we're gonna finish it in the oven so I can get this other batch rolling. Just got a nice color on it, and then we're ready to put the new ones in. Right. This hollandaise looks amazing. Give it a shot. These It's nice and thick, but it's super smooth. Awesome. Really easy. I love doing this method. It's so much easier than what I've done in the past. You just have to stay on top of it. Oh yeah, that's good stuff. I'm gonna put more hot sauce in. Woo. Oh my gosh, throwing things everywhere. I wonder if you guys spice it. That's good. That is so good. That was a good choice. Okay. This is done. I'm just gonna leave it in the back so it stays warm, doesn't cook anymore. Flip our chorizo. Just looking for color, not looking for it getting done. We're just putting it in the oven. Cinnamon buns are looking gorgeous. Those look good. I put another, let's do like 2 minutes. Or let's just do one. 1 extra minute on the cinnamon buns so they get nice and brown on top. Get this chorizo out. We're just sticking it back on a sheet tray. We're going to stick it in the oven with the English muffins to finish them off. Get them out of the pan. Beautiful. Turn this off. Alright, let's get some tomatoes sliced for an English muffin for eggs benedict. I found these really pretty tomatoes at the store, and it's not even close to tomato season, but they're like awesome heirloom, look delicious. Cut them with serrated knives, don't smush them because they're super, super soft like they should be. Y'all see this dog? It's never far. Begging. You're begging. Cool. I can make another slice of this one. I'll waste this. These tomatoes are really nice. Put them up here. Look how nice those are. Okay. Cinnamon buns. Ready. Let's see these buns. I'm telling y'all, these look amazing. What? What? Those look so good. Yes. All right. Success. And we have our icing for those. I'm gonna set them over here so they cool a little bit, and then we'll throw the icing on it so it melts all yummy delicious all over it. But we need to give them a minute to cool. All right, we're looking good. Let's get these English muffins in the oven. I lowered the oven to 250 for these because they really do not need a lot of heat. They're already brown. We just need the center to get cooked. Throw this in there. I say, let's give them about 6 minutes. Check in. The oven's much hotter than 250 right now though, because we just took the cinnamon buns out. Now we're at 400. So, gotta keep that in mind. Or we will burn them. Let's get this avocado ready. I have some lime juice on standby for my avocado because we don't want it to get brown while we're waiting. So we'll just cut our avocado and put some lime juice on it so they don't get brown. That way they'll be beautiful when we're ready to make our eggs benedict. You can do it when I'm done. Alright, so I'm keeping these whole. Usually, you know, when you make guac or something like that, it's much easier to just take this and spoon it out and smash it up. But I want to make really nice, pretty slices, so I'm going to try and not mess these up and peel the skin off so it will be beautiful. Awesome. We'll go ahead and put lime juice on them right away so they don't get brown at all. Let's see. I'm going to pour this. I think the easiest way we pour this lime juice onto a plate and kind of dip it in there so that way we're covered in lime juice. Does that sound like a good idea? Sounds like a good idea. Do a little dip action here. Dip, dip. Dip, dip, dip. Bam. So that should keep them from getting brown, at least for a little while. Definitely could still happen after a while. Awesome. Throw the chorizo in the oven also to finish it up. I want to say these cinnamon rolls are ready to be iced so that I don't want to wait for them to completely cool because I want the icing to, you know, get all gooey and melt all over it. And this is just a cream cheese, powdered sugar, butter, vanilla, salt always. So let's just spread it on. Spread it on. Where's my spatula? offset spatulas are like one of my #1 tools I always use. This is so good for everything. You can flip things in saute pans. Obviously spread things. You can pick things up with them. It's just super versatile. There you go. So we're gonna let this get all melty and delicious. How good does that look? Awesome. I think I'm gonna throw another 2 minutes on these English muffins. Maybe 3. Let's do another 3. And then they should be done. So we gotta poach some eggs for these eggs Benedict. It's our last step. Let's get a pot for that. Okay. So poached eggs, I 100% put vinegar in my water. It holds the eggs together, so you don't have. Obviously, it's not gonna be perfect because the only way to make a perfect poached egg is sous vide, and that's just amazing. And maybe one day I'll get one of them, but I don't have one. So I just do vinegar and water. Probably like, I'll show you how much water I'm using. Alright, so for about this much water, I would probably put about a 1/4 cup of vinegar in it. Yeah. A couple tablespoons, 1/4 cup will work. And I don't want this to rolling boil at all. I'm gonna let it heat up to that, but then I'll lower it before we start rolling because you don't want the bubbles to break your egg up either. Let's check out these muffins real quick. I'm just going to use a cake tester. You can take the temperature of these English muffins. They should be at 200 internally. But you can also just use a cake tester and tell really easily if they're done or not because they're kind of gooey and they're not warm to the touch. Oops. So I think they need a couple more minutes. Say about 5 minutes. I think I'm going to turn the oven up to 300 just because I'm being impatient. Cool. while we're waiting. We're almost done. The home stretch. All right. See, our avocados are not brown at all because of that lime juice. So that did the trick. Let's get into these cinnamon buns real quick. I think they are cool enough we can pull them out and try it out. Those look good. Real good. Try and carve one out here. First one's always the trickiest. Alright. You're also going to have some delicious caramelization under these from the sugar being on the bottom of the pan while it cooks. Stop. Are you kidding me? This looks so good. Yum. Let's give it a shot. It's still very hot. Yep. Those are good. Those are delicious. I wouldn't change a thing. Those are amazing. Look at that. Can you see that? It's like perfectly brown and like soft. That icing. Alright, success! I told you baking's like, what's it gonna be until it's done? And that was awesome. English muffins. So the cinnamon buns don't really make sense for the whole menu, but they just sounded delicious, so I don't know. Okay, English muffins are done. Get them out of there. Gotta let those cool. At least a little bit. But they look good. I'm gonna let this oven cool down a bit. And I'm gonna put the potatoes back in so they get warm again for us to start plating up. Our hollandaise and the warming zone on the oven. Get those warm. Let's go ahead and slice our avocado. Look at this. Look at this. This looks so good. Oh my gosh. Can't wait to eat one of those. So we got our lime juice here for our avocados, because once we slice them, we got new surface area to worry about getting brown. So we're just gonna put them right on that plate again. Just cut them nice and thin, not too thin so they turn to mush. Actually, you know what? If we keep it tight like that and don't split them up, we shouldn't have to worry about the insides getting brown. Just keep it tight, keep it tight. Slice them up. Ready to roll. Now right before we do this, I'm going to salt these and pepper these tomatoes, because that is a crucial thing for tomatoes. Always salt and pepper your tomatoes before you serve them.
I don't like y'all anyway. Cool, y'all.
Two of these muffins out onto the board so they're ready and cooling faster. All right. Water up. It is boiling. This is too much of a boil for poached eggs though. I just do that so it happens faster. So we gotta lower it and let the boil kind of slow down. You just want like a couple bubbles. You really don't want it to be boiling, because your eggs are gonna break apart like that. You want to be a full, nice poached egg. Get somewhere to land. And I just put a paper towel down on a small plate when I do poached eggs so it collects all the water. You don't want to get all that water all over your food. So just get a little landing area ready. Hollandaise is ready. Get a slotted spoon. Alright, so that's water and vinegar ready for our poached eggs. I also like to crack my eggs in a bowl before I put them in the water. So they just go in much smoother and less of a risk of them not coming out as like one solid egg. So that's nice. It's kind of bubbling a little bit, but not crazy. So I think that's ready for our eggs. So we're gonna do a little spin. Spin the water. I spin it really fast. And then I wait for it to calm down a little. And I put my egg right in the center. I usually do like 2 at a time when I'm working in a small pot like this. As long as that one is still spinning, the water's still spinning, so you can throw the next one in. And you can tell our bubbles kind of stopped. I'm just gonna crank it back up a little bit. Not much. You don't want a lot of bubbles. And honestly, I do not mess with them unless they're sticking together a little bit. I'll just kind of move them away. But I can already tell right now that they're going to be like an awesome little single egg, and they're not going to be stringy and crazy. And they just need a minute or two, not long. Alright, so I've opened up my English muffins. I cut them with a fork, not a knife, because that is just wrong. I'm going to toast them before we make these English muffins. I mean eggs Benedict, sorry. And let's check on our eggs. So here we go. This is how it's looking so far. You can tell there's too much jiggle right here. So that's the white that's not cooked. Do you want jiggle here or not here? I'm going to leave them for a couple more seconds. Don't want to cook that yolk though. Ready to salt and pepper our tomatoes. Don't want to salt them too far ahead of time because it's going to make them leach all their delicious liquid out. I'd say these eggs are good to go. Let's take them out. Look at that. Beautiful. Just shoot them right onto the paper towel until we're ready for them. It's only be a couple minutes, so they're not going to get cold. Let's get another 2 in. Skim that water. Egg right in the center. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of butter on my toasted English muffins. Some good quality butter. All right, I'm gonna get rid of this. Get rid of my pepper. Eggs are looking done. They could use another minute. The whites look jiggly. All right. Butter. Alright, pull the chorizo and the potatoes out. We're about ready to plate it up. Eggs are done. Hollandaise sauce, yes. Potatoes are out. Chorizo is out. So let's start with this chorizo. Actually, I think I want to start with the avocado. Let's start with the avocado. Just do a nice couple slices of avocado right on here. Four. Three on that one. Beautiful. Your salt and peppered beautiful tomato. Next. Alright, get this out of the way. Move this over. Looking good. Our perfectly browned chorizo patties. Which one do I want? Let's go with this one. It's got a nice little dent for our egg. Bam, right on top of there. This one. Boom. This out of the way. And of course our egg. Our perfectly poached egg. Oh, this one. Oh yeah. Look how pretty those eggs are. I'm gonna put the potatoes down first before I put the hollandaise on it because it's 100% okay if that falls on top of our potatoes because it is delicious. These are spicy. They're very good. Little tater action. Get our hollandaise on there. Mix it up so it's nice and smooth. Looks good. Okay. Here it is. Yes. That looks so good. These are some monster eggs Benedict, but they look delicious. Freaking delicious. Let's put some cilantro on top to make it pretty. Let's see. What are you thinking? Why not? Let's just do it. Yeah. One more. I don't really like it on top. It's too old school. I'll put some right on the side. Just chuck it in there. Beautiful! Guys, this is it. This looks so good. Check this out. You kidding me? You see that? Look at that. And then we got our cinnamon rolls. Yum. Yes. And that is it. A little bit of, I don't even know what to call these. Mexican or Spanish eggs Benedict with avocado, tomato, chorizo, a lime hollandaise sauce. Our cinnamon buns. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll be seeing you soon. I haven't put up a schedule yet. We're gonna figure it out. So yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. I'm about to enjoy this. Oh, I forgot we made Bloody Marys too. Don't forget Bloody Marys. These are good.